This song was just, I want a musical hug. Hey, Alistair Key here. Today we're going to be talking about my brand new single, Things Will Change, out on June 25th, 2021. And this one, as the name suggests, is all about things changing and how do we deal with change. So in this vlog, I wanted to talk just a little bit about the meaning behind the song, some of my inspirations, and kind of what I was thinking when I was putting it together. So I hope that's good. So the song came about mostly because of the pandemic and everything that's happened over the last couple of years. But for me, it was also much more than just kind of like, oh yes, things are going to change, so maybe things could get better. It's also kind of a reminder that everything is temporary. When I was thinking about kind of the meaning behind the song and I was putting the lyrics together, I had like quite clear images of somebody who was struggling, going through a really tough time, and I almost wanted the song to be like a musical hug and have kind of a voice to just be like, hold on one more day, things are going to change, things are going to get better. Because I don't know about you, some of this time during this pandemic, it would have been great to have that person say that sort of thing. So I feel like this song kind of fulfills that purpose. In terms of like one of the biggest song references I had when I was like thinking of like what I want it to sound like, obviously I wanted it to be consistent with my last single, Sync, but I also wanted it to sound sort of like a song called More I See by S. Carey, which is just such a like uplifting song that you can listen to again and again and again. This song was just, I want a musical hug, which anybody can enjoy. One of the questions you might have is, why is the album art the way it is? Why does it have me standing by a tree with a hand on my mouth? Maybe that doesn't have anything to do with changes. I feel like trees and kind of plants are always very like good indicators of like change, because obviously you get like trees grow their leaves and then the leaves kind of fall to the ground and they grow again. Also, in terms of why am I standing there with hands on my mouth, it goes back to the imagery behind the song. A lot of the lyrics, particularly in the verses, refer to the perspective of, you know, like the singer, I guess myself in that case, or whoever's listening to it, being like, I'm not okay, I'm not doing okay, and not almost being able to speak up about it because they're suffering, they don't want to talk about it, but they're internalizing those problems. And I felt like I wanted to replicate that theme with the imagery. So they feel like they holding their hand against their mouth, they can't speak up about what they're going through. And the song is just like this reassurance that just hang on one more day, you're gonna get through this. Now time for some quick fire questions for you. Chong Exodus wants to know, how long did it take to write it? Sometimes songs can come like that, and one song I wrote recently just came like 10-20 minutes, and sometimes they can take weeks. I think this is one which was like a bit longer because I knew that I wanted a particular sound. But there is a difference between writing the song, which is like that was done over a few weeks, versus producing the song and doing everything to then make it bigger and better and lots of instruments, which that sometimes can take a couple of months. And our final question coming from Urex Pen here, he said, what inspired you to write it and how long have you been planning it for? I wasn't planning to write this song, it just kind of came at the right time, like basically a few months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And in terms of the main inspiration of it obviously being the pandemic, as I mentioned earlier, but one thing I guess I want to add to that is that I don't think there was really many songs out there which were kind of focusing on the idea of the kind of like reassuring aspects of the pandemic and the reminder that things are going to get better. So I was like, I want to write a song that fills that void. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about my brand new single, Things Will Change. I can't wait for you to hear the full song if you haven't heard it already. But in the meantime, I would love it if you could like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.